Hi guys. Oh, I bet none of you are wondering where I went. Maybe some. Probably not though. It's not like I've got a huge following. I'm coming on YouTube to make videos regarding addiction, and I'm hitting day 1 again today, guys. And it's the reality of addiction and relapse. Sometimes some things in life can just throw you a curveball, and it's not an excuse. I want to one day be able to, get to the point where when curveballs happen, I don't need to go back to what I've always known for the last 15 years to self-soothe. Funny how life has its way of doing things for you, to you, for you. Everything in life happens for you, whether you realize it at that point in time or not. That's on you. But I had so many things hit the fan. I'm currently so far away from the city where I was living in that I cannot work. I can't go to work. I don't have a car. My car broke down as well. All at the same time of my old housemate giving me 2 weeks notice, then took it back and then said, no, you actually have 3 days to move out. Toying with my shelter, which part of my trauma as a child is not having a place like a home, a safe place to live. And I thought that was going to be that. Got clean there and everything, then had my shoulder surgery operation, and then just controlling behavior upon controlling behavior and just weird stuff. Anyway, not going to get much into that. So now I'm really far away from where I work, from my friends. Also had my birthday here, no car. In this property, it's like in the country, absolutely beautiful, completely on my own. Very, very grateful that I've got yet again a safety net where I really believe that God is looking out for me. So something that I've realized in my very short time being here is mind, body, spirit connection, and how addictions forms generally because of trauma, and that there's a few different types of addictions, shopping, gambling, porn, substance addiction. And the ones that's shunned the most is obviously the people who choose to use substances to self-soothe. And they're all just doing this exact same as what everyone else is doing, just self-soothing, because addiction is predictable. There's a sense of control, there's a dopamine spike, and it also takes away the reality of the grief and the sadness that you may be experiencing as to why you ended up with an addiction in the very first place. Generally, addiction comes from a lack of connection or presence of a caregiver when you were a child. It can also come from a one-off traumatic event. It can come from many, many different things. So with me realizing this mind, body, spirit connection, and not being present in the city with my friends, and they sent me a birthday video with the cake and candles and each wishing me well, made me realize that, like, even though I'm physically distant from my friends at the moment, and they sent me a video, I was able to connect through spirit in a way, And then it made me realize, like, when you're in addiction, you do feel alone. You feel quite alone. There's like a voice in the back of your head that's kind of saying, like, no one understands what I've been through. No one's gone through what I've gone through. And to a degree, everyone is alone. Everyone is experiencing their own reality completely on their own consciousness, completely alone. And then obviously you start some behavior, addictive behavior, whether it's substance or anything else. And then the mind and the body get that dopamine hit and a little bit of relief from any inner turmoil you may be experiencing. And then, but what does suffer as a result is the spirit, because it doesn't matter what you're addicted to or what addictive behavior you display as a means to self-soothe. Any addiction comes, well, if you've got a conscience, comes with shame and guilt. And if you're in those emotions of shame and guilt, it really weighs on the spirit. And it's that exact connection that we need, the spirit connection, to overcome and build ourselves up so that we don't feel like we need to indulge in addiction. So how can you actively build your spirit if you're in guilt and shame? I don't think you can. So there's a perpetual loop of shame, guilt, addiction. And once you realize that it's the spirit that we need to connect to overcome the sadness and grief and trauma, and that will also free us from our addiction. So life, has its funny way of giving us lessons and putting us in situations that are out of our control, and sometimes at the time they feel, why is this happening to me? Just to see later in hindsight, you find the reason why it's happening to you. And it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. The spirit is always wanting the best for you. Give an example, I had a shoulder operation, full shoulder reconstruction back in February, about halfway through recovery. And I injured myself at work, allowing me to be on workers' comp. Now, if I wasn't on workers' cover right now, going through everything that I've gone through with my mum being diagnosed with cancer, starting chemo, moving away from everything that I've known, the furthest away that I've been from a city. I'm in a very, very small country town with one shop. One shop. Had I not gone through that surgery and the work injury and having my income covered, I don't know if I'd be able to cope with everything that I'm dealing with right now. So lucky for me, I don't need to work. I don't have and that's only because of complete coincidence and timing. Or is it not? Is it complete coincidence, or is it divine intervention? I don't know. But here's day one, the reality of life, and to continue on again.